Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steve. I work at HealthX Physical Therapy in the billing department. Today I would like to talk to you and familiarize you a little bit about the billing management operations of a medical office. If you have any questions, I'll take them at the end of the presentation. So feel free to ask questions at the end. If I ask you the question, what do you think is the most important aspect in running a medical office? Would you all agree that you have to have a good provider, a doctor, qualified, skilled physical therapist? I agree with you. But now let's think about, how do we keep that provider in business? We need a revenue stream, cash flow. So that's where a billing department is crucial. So we're going to talk about the billing management operations at HealthX. We have 5 steps that we have to follow. The first step is when the patient comes in as scheduled for their therapy, we collect information from them. Are they paying with insurance? Are they using a health savings account? Are they paying privately? We take that information and we verify that insurance to make sure they're eligible to be seen and use that insurance. Once we collect that information, then the provider sees them. The provider with those qualifications that we talked about earlier. Once the provider sees them and treats them, we refer to that as services, and we go to our step number 2. We take those services and we take that patient information and we translate it into a billing language. The treatment or the services we translate into code. Code is a universal system of numbers that doctors and providers and insurance companies use to communicate to pay for the claims for those services that we just rendered. So from that billing information in those codes, we conduct a audit, and that quality code audit, as we call it, makes sure that the coding matches those services the provider used. Now, there are 6 to 14% of claims are denied or delayed in some sort or fashion according to Medicare. Of all claims, 7 to 12% get denied. So this step is very important, the audit, to make sure those codes match properly. Then that information goes to the insurance company. We file it to the insurance company in step 3. Step 3 is filed 2 ways. We can file your claims either electronically, or we can file your claims on paper, the old standard of paper. Our clinic files electronic claims. 75% of our patients are filed electronically. The other 25% is filed on paper. It takes about 14 days for an electronic filed claim to be processed. 2 weeks from the date we saw the patient. Paper claims take 30 on average, 30 to 60 days to be processed, and we'll receive our payment. So you can see why going back to step 2 is very important, because we have to make sure that the codes match, and we will not have a denied or delayed processing. We don't want to lag in cash flow. We want to keep the revenue coming in. So once we file to the insurance companies, we then wait those certain amount of time to receive the benefit, the money, the revenue. This comes in on something called an explanation of benefits, an EOB. Those are important to be able to understand. So in step 4, we have to look at the EOB. We post the claims or the benefits that were paid, and we check to see what was not paid. What not paid could be from a mistake in step 2, or just like we could make a mistake in billing, insurance companies can make mistakes in processing. We have to catch those mistakes, and we have to either call the insurance company or file an appeal, whatever it takes, to try to remedy those mistakes from the EOB. Also, from those EOBs, we can see if the patient had a copay that we didn't collect in step 1. They might have a co-share, or they might have a deductible. And we find all that out in step 4. And then our final step, which is step 5, is collections, AR, accounts receivable. This is where we will try to collect the money that we saw from the EOB that was part of the patient's responsibility. We will call the patient. If the patient's still receiving therapy, we could collect it in our office. If not, we will send out a statement 3 or 4 times and ask the patient to pay. Also, along with the patient, we might be still following up on appeals with the insurance companies in this step. So this step is also important because of the cash flow. We have to keep the cash flow continuing. So this is our final step in the cycle of the of billing to collect the revenue, to keep revenue cash flow continuing in our business. So I hope today I was able to familiarize all of you with billing management operations in a medical office, and especially the 5 steps in HealthX's billing cycle here. And I appreciate all your time today. Thank you very much. And I'll ask for any of your questions at this time. Thank you.